Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Gaia Force Gaming, and I got some people who on Twitter were curious about my Jesmon list. I did recently win a store championships with this. I didn't take the invite again. I scooped it after I won. But there should be a gameplay video going up on the channel if it's not already up of that finals game. Um, it's hard to say if this is like a great list or not. This format's going to be so small, so weird between EX3 coming out just in the next 12 days from the time of recording, and I think we have one Grand Prix that runs this format. Some choices are meta dependent, but I think this is a good baseline if you want to try Jesmon. I don't think a lot changes, so depending on what the meta looks like for EX3, maybe give this a shot. But yeah, if you just want to hear my opinions and hear me talk about it, here it is, y'all. Quick before I start, if you are looking just for a lot more in-depth analysis on Jesmon, Izzy at Straw Hat Izzy over on his YouTube channel does go into a pretty good analysis of his Jesmon deck, and he's been doing very well with it lately. So check him out too. Mine's very similar but a little different. For the eggs, of course, you know we run the 4 Gurimon. Best egg for Jesmon, the only egg you want. Draw power basically on everything from your champions up. So that's the egg you want to run. For my level 3s, I'll start with the white ones. I run a single decoy one. I do like it a lot. Depending on the meta, you might want to run 2, but I just do the 1. I'm building this meta as if a pre-ban list BT10 meta, so I have 3 of the Blanc that gain blocker for your Sistermon if you control a Huckmon or Royal Knight, and draws a card on play. Like I said, you could switch the sister ratio as needed for the meta or as needed for playstyle, but I just run these 4 for the Blancs. For rookies, preparing for the Crossheart, Blue Flare, Death X, everything you don't want to see, we run the 4 Solarmon. 3 is fine, I just want to see it, so I don't mind running it as 4 of. I run 2 of the starter deck Huckmon. The inheritable effect comes up more than you would think. I think it's fine as a 1 of. You can even opt to not run it, but I do just like to see the rookies. And like I said, this is still an early build. I'm still messing with it. People asked for the list, and here it is. We have 3 of the Huckmon that searches for sisters with his inheritable skill. I was running 4. I did lower it before the store championship because I found that like after you get the effect once, you're just bottom decking stuff you really want to see. 4 of the best Huckmon in the game. You don't really want to evolve into this if you can help it, unless you have unless you have everything you need. You just want to play this one. That's why I'm running a little bit more rookies than normal, because really it's just 9 to evolve over, which feels like little floop numbers, but it still works pretty good. We got the 1 starter deck CL. The reboot is really strong in this version of the deck. Digging for pieces can be pretty important. 2 of the new BT10 CL because it helps you Digivolve on play, just create combo shenanigans. This could even be 3 of, depending on your build, how many of the top end you run, how many GX you run. I wouldn't hate this at 3. That could be one of these even. Again, tailor it to your meta, your play style, how you think it's going to be. EX3, you don't change a lot in Jesmon if you continue to play it, so you got some wiggle room. 2 Sistermon CL, I do think you need at least 2 of these. The gaining 1 memory on Digivolve helps mitigate some of your higher memory plays, just to help not pass over a million memory to your opponent. That's my CL list. I do run 4 Bow Huckmon, so those are great. You need to run the 4 of the other one as well, just to have. You want everything in the deck to be as searchable as possible, and that's the Bow Huckmon package. I find that this one comes up a little bit more than this one, but the plus 1k is nice, so don't underestimate it. For level 5s, we have a single Savior Huckmon, because you can only run 1. It's actually the weaker one now, because you're usually passing turn when you're swinging, so the unsuspend only really matters if you have blocker from another effect, or if you are afraid of the crackback. But even now, the only thing getting as big as you is going to be Grandis or Jesmon. Grandis can already suspend you, and Jesmon can attack it unsuspended, so it's okay. It's just a 5th searchable level 5. You have the 4 of the new Savior, which is amazing. If you do get to raise and evolve into him cheap, attack into unsuspended, his inheritable plays a sister from hand or trash. Very strong. We do have 1 Chimeramon, which also helps you make a lot of really good plays. I think Chimeramon's pretty good. I've seen in Izzy's newest build on YouTube, spoilers, he does have 2 Chimeramon and none of this Savior. I don't think that that's necessarily wrong. You can play around with that if that's something you like to do. But yeah, Jogress is still a very strong mechanic. We have 3 starter deck Jesmon, 3 Jesmon X, 2 Genkuomon X, and 1 Jesmon GX. So this is like the bread and butter. I don't think running 2 GX would be insane, because every time I hit it, I just feel unbeatable if I could get up the chain. I do think if you go to 2 GX, you should put in a third of the new BT10 CL. But again, it's player's preference, guys. Like, play around with it, see what you like, what you don't like. The Genkuomon effect off of the GX is really strong. Going to Genkuomon just naturally in certain matchups is really strong. I will say, don't be afraid to sit on this Jesmon, even if you can go into this one, unless this one really pushes you ahead, or unless you're going back up into GX, because getting the multi-checks a couple turns in a row is really helpful. And then just to round out the list, I do run 4 Master Disciple. This card is amazing. Really helps the game speed up. I run a single Gaia Force just to get Saki and security. This could be a Crimson Blaze. You can drop like one of these, one Genkuomon, 1 Sistermon of your choice to run tech cards you want to run. But overall, the deck is super solid. It's a lot of fun to play. It's very rewarding if you're taking your time and thinking out your plays a little bit. These are really interesting things you can do. But this is what I played at Store Champs. I went undefeated. In the Store Champs, I did play round 1 against Blackboard Greymon, round 2 against Imperial Dramon, round 3 against Red Hybrid, the Ancient Greymon build, very similar to Mario's, if not Mario's exact build. And round 4 was a Jesmon Mirror, which is, you guys can see on the channel when it uploads, if it's not already up. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Jesmon. I don't know if I'll still play in EX3, just because there's a lot of new support for archetypes in BT10, like Bloomlord, that I do want to try out. But Jesmon is an old fling of mine, a true romance for the ages, and I did have a lot of fun playing it. I do think Gaia Force, if you think the meta is going to have more tower decks like Alpha and Grandis, but at the same time, Alpha hitting this doesn't always stop it, because you usually build back up. Alpha has a lot, but the ban list in a week is going to neuter Alpha a little bit, so it's just such a weird spot to be uploading a deck profile, and I do apologize for that, but Twitter wanted it, and what Twitter wants, Twitter gets. Try the deck, let me know what you think. If you disagree with anything I'm doing, let me know. I'm open to discussion. I'm not a unreasonable guy. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, join our Discord down in the, not on here, but down, I guess if this is flipped around, down in the comments up there, and, you know, join the Discord, play in our weekly events, win some cool prizes, meet some cool people like you. Yeah, you. If you're watching this, you're a cool person, and I love you. Have a great day. Bye.